structured, then we are good to go to begin the research. So we have to look at the structure of the research and the provisions of the University of Cape Coast. At the master's level and at the undergraduate level, your research is structured that you have 5 sessions if it is in the social science. I don't know that of the natural sciences. So, but if you are doing a PhD, then your structure would vary. The structure of the work would vary. However, the knowledge and the skill I'm giving you are applicable in all cases. That is, if you are writing a thesis in the PhD, if you are writing a dissertation at the master level, thesis at the master level, or project work, you will still apply the same knowledge and skill. The same applies when you want to also write articles for publication. So, if you look at it carefully, the structure
is the difference between article and then thesis dissertation.
You will look at all those things. The student handbook, you have one. You don't have one. If you look at the student handbook, they will describe all of them to you. I think the academic way, like project work, dissertation, and thesis, they will give you the clear distinctions. Okay, so we have 5 chapters. 5 chapters in all. Five chapters in all. And the chapter 1 is called the introduction. Chapter 2 is called literature review. So here lies the differences. In a PhD, you will be required to split the chapter 2. But I will teach you how to do all those things, so it's not going to be a problem at all. Then we have the chapter 3. This is research methodology. Research methods. UCC calls it research methods. We have the chapter 4. If it is thesis and dissertation project work, you will call it results and discussion. Then we have the final chapter. But here, under PhD, it depends on the objectives, okay? Your results, you may report each objective as a chapter at PhD level. You can report each of the objectives as what? As chapter. So objective 1 will be chapter 4, objective 2 will be chapter 5, objective 3 will be chapter 6, and maybe objective 4 will be chapter 7, before you go to the final chapter.
Can you choose to just 2 objectives?
2 objectives.
Or they will take.
It depends on how comprehensive the objectives are. And you look at the characteristics of a good objective. And in PhD, in our social science, 2 objectives is not enough. If you look at the conceptual framework that we drew, all the mappings, they are all represented an objective. So your own, you have at least not less than 5 objectives to achieve based on the conceptual framework. So 2 will not be at all. So the chapter 5 deals with the summary. Conclusions and discussion. And recommendations, sorry. Recommendations. Okay. So chapter 5 deals with summary, conclusions, and recommendations. So this is how the typical project work or dissertation is structured. So we are going to take them one by one. The rest of that coach, I've laid the foundation for research theory or the theory of research, all these things. So we are now going to see how each of the chapters is written. So that is what begins our journey. So we begin with the chapter 1. Chapter 1. We have to buy the bundle. Chapter 1. Chapter 1 deals with what we call introduction. Chapter 1 deals with the introduction. Chapter 1 deals with the introduction. And to introduce something means make those that you want to call them aware about what it is. So if you have any topic and you're writing about introduction, it simply means you are telling people about what it is all about. And the introduction has so many interesting subheadings that we have to cover. So we have what we call the background of the study. As part of the introduction, is the background of the study. Background of the study. We also have another subheading called statement of the problem. Statement of the problem. Statement of the problem. We also have the purpose of the study. Purpose of the study. Purpose of the study. We also have significance of the study. We also have delimitations, or what they call scope of the study. So delimitation of the study. Delimitation of the study or scope of the study. We also have, this is contestable or objectionable, okay? We also have what we call limitations of the study. Oh, I omitted two significant stages. After the purpose of the study, so after the purpose of the study, you have to have research objectives. Research objectives or hypothesis. And then we also have the research questions. Research questions. These are significant things that we will look at quickly. Then we also have, as part of sessions called definition of terms. Definitions definitions of terms. Definition of terms. Then we have organization of the study. Organization of the study. So these are the major subheadings that we are going to now learn how we write each of them in your thesis or dissertation or project work. So we can begin with the first one, which is the background of the study. Now, before you start your research, you have your research phenomenon, which we try to illustrate on research or conceptual framework or conceptual or model specification. Is that not it? So you have that one in mind, that you have personal selling can influence customer awareness, and that one can influence pages intention. And then this is mediated by organizational, corporate culture, corporate image. Yeah, corporate image. And this one is also relating directly to this. By moderated by income, right? Income is permeating all this. And then customer experience. We have this one in your mind. So if you talk about the background of the study, your background should be able to talk about all these things. Apart from, in addition to that of your context of the study. If you bring anything that has no bearing on these issues that we have raised here, it is a waste, and we will throw them away. Your supervisor will question you. We are talking about personal selling things and you are bringing about advertisements. Where do they relate? Be focused, be specific on the key issues that you are dealing with. So when you begin your background writing, we expect that these are the major issues that we are going to talk about. Okay. With that said and understood, you understand them. What do you have to talk about these things at the background? So those are the things that we are going to look at. So at the background, from the baby's point of view, a naive writer or a novice writer, let's put it that way, at least the background should define the concepts. Should define your concepts. The background should define your concepts. You know, let's buy some of the background. How much is it? We have to buy a bundle. I'll set something and we buy a bundle. This one is not good. Nice. You can use you still you have 15 Ghana is here. You have 15 Ghana is here. But you can go with this. Yes. Okay. So you have to at least define the concept. Is that not it? So what are the concepts that are of interest to you?
personal side, cooperative, customer purchase intention, customer experience, income.
You have to define all of it. What do they mean? What is the definition? And we have two types of definitions that we have to talk about. So when you start writing, this is going to guide you. When you are opening your paragraph, you are aware that you have to define the key terms in your research. Is that not it? So you dedicate paragraphs for defining them. And I'll teach you, it's not only about defining. After defining, class list.
Briefly talk about.
Very good. So when you define them, you explain them. I want the marker to come to that.